Hey, everybody. This is Laci, your Las Vegas gal, here with my amazing friend, Amber Coleman. Hi, Amber.
Hi guys. Hi Laci.
I'm sorry we're not in the same room today. I'm in a different part of town, but I thought it would be fun for us to go live today remotely so that we don't hold up any longer. We don't waste any more time keeping the amazing news that we have about all these awesome free money programs to ourselves. I don't want us to keep this a secret anymore.
No, it's so exciting. Honestly, I feel like it has been a secret. Not very many people know about all this money. Let's
Yeah,
let's
it's
talk
pretty
about it.
nuts. I'm pretty
Yeah.
stoked. So just to give everybody an update, so Amber and I work very closely when it comes to helping people, fulfill their dream of buying a home here in Las Vegas, moving to Las Vegas, relocating my beautiful neon hometown. I guess I can call it your beautiful neon hometown too, Amber. I guess since you were like born and raised, but
I mean, I
Amber
was
is
like born and raised here.
she's actually the official born. She bleeds neon more than I do. But Amber is one of the top 200 lenders in the nation. She's the absolute best lender I've ever worked with. She is incredible.
Oh,
Sorry, Amber, I'm going to fawn on you for a minute. What I
oh,
love the most,
thanks.
thanks. Well, what I love the most about you is that you don't take no for an answer. You're like kind of like a dog with a bone.
Yeah.
When someone has a dream to own a home, you are fighting for that dream just as hard as they are. So I just get so excited when we have an opportunity to bring forth new information like these programs that we're going to talk about today that can make that dream more of a possibility and more of a reality for some of the people that might be watching.
Thank you. Yes, let's make a dream. Let's make dreams come true today.
Let's do it. So whether you're moving from New England, from California, from Europe, whatever it is, if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, we want to know about it. We want to know about it today. We don't want you to wait to reach out to us. We don't want you to wait till you have all your ducks in a row. We want to help you line those baby ducks up and get them going so you can move to Vegas and sow your royal oats in our beautiful, beautiful hometown. So if you're thinking about it, my number is going across the screen down below, or you can click the link in the description below or the pinned comment if you're on YouTube. We would love, love, love to chat with you. Meanwhile, while we're walking through these programs, before we jump into them, I wanted to just let you know that these live streams are for you. We're here for you to answer your questions about anything related to Vegas or living in Vegas or real estate or whatever. So while we're talking, drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. Let us know if you're interested in having us answer some of your questions, and we'll kind of go from there. Is that a deal, Amber?
That's a deal. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so let's talk briefly, very briefly, because these programs are going to take up a lot of time today. But let's talk briefly about the market right now. What are you feeling right now with all of the rate conversations that are happening and the inventory and things like that? And what's happening on the loan side, Amber?
I'll be honest, I feel a little bit of fear, when I'm talking to people. So I have to talk to people a lot more lately and stuff like that. But I mean, that I think these kind of times right now is when these kind of different programs come out to
Yeah.
like help with some of the things that are causing a little bit of fear.
When you say you're talking to people, are you talking people out of the fear mindset, or are you helping calm their what are you doing when you're talking to people like that?
Yeah, I'm helping to talk out of the fear mindset because a lot of the fear is what we're hearing on the news, right?
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
news, I mean, honestly, if we want to look at the news, YouTube, it's all about
Yep.
clickbait.
Yep.
So if you really look at the common sense of things, and that's what I'll go through and explain the common sense of like, okay, here's what the market's doing, here's what we have to look forward to, and here's what you want to avoid in the future. Because
Yeah.
if you're scared right now, when the rate does dip a little bit and all the 4 to 6 million people come off the sidelines to buy houses at that
Yeah.
time, then that's when, everything goes up and everything goes crazy again. So, we
Yeah.
kind of go through all the like, let's talk one on one and I'll go through it all with you.
Yeah. I think the biggest conversation I've been having with people is, a lot of people, there's a lot of the naysayers out there who
Mm,
maybe don't understand real estate or don't understand how it works as an investment. But a lot of people get it in their mind that now is a horrible time to buy. And I know you and I have seen the market go to a good market, meaning something you can really take advantage
mm,
of, which are there's very small slivers of time. That those slivers of time seem to be what people are holding out for, and they're trying to time the market and make it great. So the thing that I've been really talking to a lot of people about is, to your point, right now the inventory is pretty limited when it comes to resale. So that's kind of keeping the prices pretty solidly steady in the resale market. But inventory is still kind of doing a good job of lifting and going up when it comes to new homes. So there's a lot of new home deals to be had, and there's still deals to be had on the resale side of things. All that being said, though, just because the news and your friends and even if it's your common sense tells you, well, if the rates are higher, shouldn't I wait to buy? Stop and think about what's going to happen, to your point, Amber, when the rates do fall. That's when everybody who's
mm.
also trying to time the market perfectly to take advantage of that perfect slice of heaven that's like a 1 minute in time moment. And it really is, it's something that you need to think through and work through and understand that maybe taking a different approach, looking at buying a house right now as more of a long-term common sense discussion for your future
Mhm.
and your investment portfolio and an investment in general, and realizing that the rates will go down at some point in time. We don't know when, so why not get in while you can, while the prices are steady, and then when the rates do go down and everybody and their mom comes back to the market, you already have the house secured. Now all you have to do is refinance. So really, it's been
Exactly.
shifting the mindset in my conversations with people, more so than pushing them to buy. I'm always going to encourage you to buy a house. I'm never going to encourage
Mhm.
you to do that if it's not the right time for you. Renting is also a great option. But when we see rent being the highest it's ever been in Las Vegas, when we see home prices kind of steady where they're sitting, and we see new homes and all these things that are moving around and happening, and at the end of the day, free money programs like we're going to talk about today, I'm going to always encourage you to buy. And I also think
Mhm.
it's a great investment for the future. So it's really about mindset. Would you agree?
I would totally agree. It's completely about mindset. And then if you look at it, a lot of the mindsets are developed by what the news is saying,
Yeah.
right? So, like, it's helping to see maybe the other side
Yeah,
of the news.
absolutely. So
Mhm.
let's jump in and just start talking a little bit about what the hell's going on when it comes to these free money programs. Can you do me a favor and just give kind of a high level overview of free money programs, how they work, who typically should be applying for them, what are they? Like, give me an idea of what's going on with the free money stuff, because there's a lot of them every year that we talk about.
There is. So here, okay, so I want to just share an experience I had this week. So this week I met with one of the people that run one of the programs in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah,
Or in Nevada actually.
one of the
And
free money
he's
programs, right?
one of the free money programs. And he came in and he said, like, we have these programs that are giving more money than we've ever given before, and I'm just shocked that we still have the money.
Yeah,
And so I think that some of the negative news out there is overshadowing some of this great stuff that's out.
yep,
So that's what
yep,
we're here to do, is help you to see, like, there's a lot of money out there that how he said it is, it's post COVID money that was given to the state to be able to use to help with housing. So this is that money being allocated. Most of the time it's for first time home buyers. Sometimes it's for people that just don't own another house right now. So you could have
right,
owned a house in the past and just don't own a house right now. So, and
right.
then a lot of them have income limits, and then, certain credit score limits. So it's me talking to you to say, okay, here's all the limits, and let me look at your loan and see, or your situation, and see which one we can fit you in, because all of them have a little different in, like, restrictions going on.
Yeah, I think the other thing too that a lot of people don't understand is, like, the money has to be used, right? It's like it's given away. If it's not used, it's lost. It's use it or lose it. And
Yeah,
every year new and different programs come out. So sometimes we'll be talking about a program for 2 or 3 years, and then that just goes away, but something new and better or just different comes out. So we're constantly trying to keep you guys up to date, those of you who are watching our channel and keeping up with what's going on. But it's not always just for low income or this and that. So I don't want anybody to think free money is something that I would never apply. I'd never apply for that because I would never get it. I think it's always smart for someone to ask about programs, whether they think they're going to get it or not, right? No matter what they make, might as well ask, right?
absolutely. There actually is a program out there that goes up to like $165,000
Right.
in
Right.
your income. So all of them are different. So just because we're going to go over certain ones and certain incomes doesn't mean there's not another one that you might not fit into. So yeah,
Exactly.
ask. You
All
don't get what
right.
you don't ask for. So ask.
I love it. All right, just a quick reminder to everybody, if you are thinking about moving to Vegas, we want to talk to you today. There's no pressure. We want to talk to you today. Whether you're fixing your credit or you're not even sure if you're going to do it, call me. My number is scrolling at the bottom. Also, you can click the link in the description. Really want to talk to you. Want to get you a game plan so we can get you out here to Vegas to make that dream come true. Beyond that, I wanted to just mention a hello to everybody who's already commented on the stream. This is for you. We are here for you guys. So please, please, please drop your comments and your questions in the box below. We'll talk to you towards the end of this live stream, and we'll get all your questions answered as much as we can. All right, Amber, are you ready to jump into these
Let's
programs?
do
I'm
it.
freaking
Yes, I'm
all right.
ready.
All right, let's talk about number one. Home means Nevada. Give me the goods on this program.
Okay, so do you see that big, nice, pretty $25,000 in down payment assistance?
Yes,
This is
ma'am.
one of the programs that I was talking to one of the guys that runs the down payment assistance.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying that this one started at 15,000 and people just weren't using it, so they raised it. And now they're helping you with $25,000 to down payment assistance.
Wait, so the
Like,
program was originally less, but there weren't enough people utilizing it because they don't either know to ask, or they think they're not going to qualify, or there's not that many buyers on the market, whatever that looks like. And so they upped the ante.
yes, yes.
Okay. Keep
And
coming. Keep coming.
remember, this money is, if we don't as a state use it, they lose it.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have the ability to, like, to continue this on. At some point, it goes away. So
Yeah.
that's why, because they weren't using enough, that they just raised it to $25,000. So it's not even kind of a cool program, because you don't really see money like that just given out to help
Right.
with down payment.
Right.
So on this one, the other one I want to point out too is it comes with an MCC credit. And I think we should do a separate live about the MCC credit, because it's a way that if you make it under a certain amount of income, and depending on a household, it could be like under $110,000, depending
Wow.
on your household, the amount of people that are in your household. You
Yeah.
get dollar for dollar reduction on your taxes for this credit. So I could apply this to so many different people when you're doing a loan. So that's a cool thing that we need to talk about separately. But let's just talk about the free money right now. So you have to buy in specific areas. There's 5 zip codes in Las Vegas that this goes with, plus all of the surrounding areas. So you're talking Boulder City, anything that's surrounding Vegas, is you can do this with. So we have to type in the address that you're looking in and kind of give you guidelines on where you need to find the house that you can qualify for this. There's income limits. The income limits that apply have to do with how many people live within your household. So the more people in your household, the higher income that you can have, and to be able to qualify for this program.
Hey, Amber, real quick, you had mentioned the zip codes. Can you tell me what those zip codes are, just so people who are looking and considering moving here and maybe dreaming of a certain area maybe could see if this would fit?
Well, one of the zip codes, and I don't have them all off the top of my head, but let me just see if I can remember. But one of the zip codes that I thought was really cool was 89135, which is where I'm sitting right now in Summerlin. So, like, that's not even a rural area as far as what I would consider rural, but it fits within these parameters. It's not the whole zip code, so we have to type in the address of what you're looking at within that zip code. That's one of the zip codes. One of them was 89122. 89121. And we might have to put that on the descriptions at the end, because I don't remember all, like, the other 2 zip codes that were on it. But like, they're not bad areas of town. Not bad areas of town, especially like 89135 when you're looking
Yeah,
at
I mean,
that.
all of those zip codes are great. I've lived in 89122 and 121 in the past, and 135 is the bougiest area of town, in my opinion, right where you're sitting. So that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
I know that there's income limits that apply, but to your point, the more people in your house, the more they'll raise that limit so that it doesn't immediately preclude you from the program, which is awesome, or exclude you from.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you have to be a first-time home buyer on this program. So first-time home buyer is defined as somebody who hasn't owned a house within 3 years. So if you
Yeah,
haven't
so
owned a
let's
house
say that
within 3
loud and
years,
clear. If you haven't owned a home in the last 3 years, you're considered a first-time home buyer. That's something that I
yep.
try to tell people when they call me all the time. It just doesn't stick because they think first time means first time. But guys, 3 years. If you haven't owned a home in 3 years, it's time to freaking own a home again. Let's go.
Yeah, and use these programs. And then, just like any other down payment assistance program, you're going to have home buyer education that are required. And there's credit score limits, there's debt ratio limits. It all depends on what your credit score is. So
Yeah,
this is a great program, and like I said, they raised it to 25,000 because it wasn't being utilized enough. So this money is use it or lose it.
I love it. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm stoked. Here we go. You ready?
Okay. Yep.
Home first. Let's go.
Okay, the Home First program gives you up to $15,000. The income limits on this one are honestly the same as the income limits that were on the program that we just talked about. The difference in this one compared to the 25,000 is this is really anywhere within Nevada. I mean, Clark County, this one's not specific to where you live. It'll give $15,000. Again, you have to stay you have to be over a certain credit score, which this one's like 640 FICO score, and then 45% debt ratio. You can go up to 50% debt ratio if you're at a 680 FICO score. The rates on this and the rates on the other one we spoke about are the going rate. They don't raise these rates to give you back grant money. These are the going rates. So these are true grants that you're
That's
looking at.
amazing. I love that. All right, so yeah, a
Mhm.
25,000 free $25,000, 15,000 free $15,000. Let's go to the next one. Home is possible, baby. We love this one.
Okay, so home is possible. This is one of the most popular ones. This one you can mix and match it a little bit. So it gives you up to 4% of the total loan amount. This one is also for first-time home buyers. So again, if you haven't bought a house within 3 years, you are considered a first-time home buyer. I get calls all the time from people that say, well, I had a house in 1990. So no, you're a first time home buyer if you haven't bought anything, if you haven't, sorry, if you haven't owned anything for 3 years. So if you sold it more than 3 years ago. Um, Oh, no, wait, sorry. Okay, so and then income limits apply to this one too. So this one depends on how many people are in your household as well. These income limits are a little bit different than the other ones. That's why when we talk and you say, "Well, here's my income," I'm going to look and see which grant program that we can put you into.
Right. That's the other thing too, is a lot of people are afraid to ask about, first of all, there's like a shame component. First of all, hi everybody, say hi to Baxter. Hey guys.
Baxter, you little
He's here. He
cutie.
couldn't stay out of the screen. He loves being, a little celebrity, YouTube celebrity. But a lot of people, there's like a component of like shame or guilt, or I don't know, I don't want to ask for free money. Please get over yourself. That's what it's there for, number one.
Oh,
But number
heck
two,
yeah. Don't have any shame
yeah.
for that.
But I
So
think
one of
also,
the
they don't realize that there's actually a calculation to determine your income. It's not just, oh, I make this much money, I guess I can't. There's calculations to look at all of these things. So don't just make the assumption and look up the information for yourself. Let us do the work for you and make sure you're good.
Yeah, because there is really a specific way of figuring out. The one thing that I want to mention about this one too, though, is because I was talking about the first time home buyer. So there's one program on Home is Possible that's first time home buyer. There's other programs that are not first time home buyer. So as long as you just don't have a house right now. And then also on these ones, they have specific programs just for heroes, veterans, specific programs for teachers. I love the teachers one. We just closed one not that long ago. It's $7,500 it's giving to teachers. And the rate's honestly lower than the going rate. So
I love
the
that.
Home is Possible is beautiful. And there's so many different components to Home is Possible to look into.
All right, let's go to the next one. Buy in Nye. This one is the
Uh,
one that Amber is dancing on a hot tin roof. Let's go. Talk about this one. I'm going to just be
I
quiet
am
and see.
like searching for people that are buying in Nye because this program is exciting. So Nye County is Pahrump. Pahrump out to Tonopah, like it's a really big. In fact, I'm being told like land wise, it's the biggest county in Nevada. There's just not as big a population, obviously, because Vegas has more population in
But it
Clark
has
County.
grown a ton in the last 3 or 4 years. It's really expanded. They've really built out. The development's happening, and houses are very, very affordable. It's about 45 minutes from
Yeah,
Vegas. Yeah.
and a lot of the builders are heading out there to build communities and stuff out. So it's 45 minutes out of Las Vegas. This one is super exciting. I mean, I know I can't quote rates on YouTube, right? Because rates change daily, but on top of giving up to $30,000 in assistance, you get so if you take the $15,000 down payment assistance, so free $15,000, not only you're getting 2% better in rates than the going rate. So they've also bought the rate down on top of giving you $15,000. If you take $30,000
Wow.
to go towards your down payment, they've also bought that rate down. It's not quite as much as the $15,000 one, but it's way prettier than anything you're going to find anywhere else. And this is only available in Nye County. It's so exciting. I'm like really digging for,
Wow.
oh, who wants to buy a Nye? I
Well,
mean,
and
I
you can get like an acre of land out there. Like a lot of people come to Vegas and they're not used to how close the houses are together and the master plan communities. So they're looking for land. And with that land component, there's an airplane flying over if it's too loud. Sorry. With that land component there, that's where you're going to get that kind of land and still get it very affordably. So I just love this. I also, we've sold quite a few houses in Pahrump. We've actually, I think we have a listing coming up that's out there as well. A lot of new home builders are out there, to your point. But I think I'm just most excited about the development that's happening out there, like all of the infrastructure that's going in to make it, far more viable.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same city that I grew up with, like having Pahrump
Yeah.
out there, like right now you go out there and it's looking like a little bit mini of Vegas.
Yeah,
A
it's and
little bit. I mean,
honestly, we've all said it the last 5, 7 years. Like the next version of Vegas in 10 to 20 years is going to be far more spread out. Sloan, which is another city right outside of Vegas, Pahrump, Mesquite, the one that's what's the one that's up in the north? Indian Springs. All of those areas that are around Vegas
yeah.
are going to be very much more incorporated because we're reaching out to those sections of town. So if you're looking for a little more land and you want to look at something like, a 45-minute drive doesn't bother you, that's an awesome, awesome place to go. Love that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I was buying my first house in Las Vegas, and at that time in 1996, my first house was like Camino Norte and Craig. Well, there wasn't even a grocery store out
Yeah.
there. So,
Yep.
and it took 30 minutes to get anywhere into town, and that was unheard of in those days
Yeah,
to drive
absolutely.
like that. So, like, I would think that like Pahrump is kind of like that same
Yep.
concept right now. You got to drive a little bit to get there, but you can actually get an affordable house,
Yeah.
for a decent price, and then start your home buying, especially when you can get money like this. And
Absolutely.
for a growing city where, the city's kind of growing out to it, where,
Yeah.
the values are going to keep going up. So
All right, let's go to the next one, which has been a favorite. We've talked about this one in the past. We're going to talk about it again because this guy, I think we got more phone calls about this loan program and this down payment program than anything else. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're talking the 1% down payment advantage program. Let's go, Amber.
This is one of our favorite grants. I love it when I get calls on this grant, and we're able to fund this one. So the 1% down payment is a conventional loan. And what conventional usually requires a minimum of 3% down. But what's happening here is they're giving 2% in a grant to you that you don't have to repay back. So a lot of the other grant programs at some point in time, like if you ever go to refinance, you have to pay that grant back, over a specific amount of time. This one, you don't. The 2% is literally free to you. And we're even going to give a payment protection program on it. So when you do go to refinance, you don't have to pay any lender fees. We're even going to make it cheaper for you to refinance. On top of that, this gives a 1-year buy down. So if rates are like, and I'm just throwing random rates out, I have to qualify you to see what rates are, but let's say it rates at 7.5% today for a conventional loan, you get 6.5% the first year. So it saves you
Wow.
hundreds of dollars a month every month for the first year. And hopefully that gets you through this little storm that we're going through in rates
Yeah.
so that you can then refinance at the time that your 1 year's over. So
It's
it's definitely a benefit in all different ways.
didn't we have a client that had been waiting for like 3 or 4 years recently to buy a home, and we finally got him in a home, and I think he closed yesterday or last week, and it was like he had forgot he's on the 1% program, and he had called you the day or final day and was like, oh, I forgot about that buy down for the first year, so I'm saving $200 a month for the first year or whatever it was. That was so awesome. Like that, those moments are why we're so excited about bringing these programs to you guys.
Yeah, not only that, that client was super exciting to close for him because
Yeah.
he'd been watching you, Laci, for 3 years.
I
He
know.
had reached out to
I
me
love
like 2
that. Like,
years.
that's why I say out loud to everybody, I don't care when you buy. Call me now. I don't care. I've been talking to people for 5 to 7 years and they're just now buying. It's so exciting to have that relationship built over time and to watch them evolve to a place that they're ready to buy. So I don't care when you buy. I don't care if you want to rent first. I don't care. I don't care what you do. I just want to be your friend.
Yeah, and truly that proves it right there because you literally are this guy's friend. And he was able, the what got him off the fence is that he's been saving, but when
Yep.
we came out with the 1% program, he's like, I might as well do it right now.
Yep. It's time
Because
to
he
go.
understood that the rates are going to drop. But then the day at closing when he was signing, he's like, oh, I forgot about the 1% that I get for the first year. So
Yeah.
that was really cool.
I love it. Well, Amber, these are all amazing programs. I want everybody who's watching, if you're thinking about buying or just even want to talk about these programs a little bit more to see if you qualify, reach out. Now's the time to reach out. Oh, there goes a car. I'm out on the balcony. I wanted to enjoy the nice weather before the summer ends. You know what I mean? But I was just going to say, reach out to us. So Amber and I are always available. The process kind of works like this. You're going to reach out. I'm going to be the person who you're going to speak to first. This gives me a chance to understand your dream, understand your timeline, ask a few questions. If you're ready to talk to Amber and you want to just dig in a little bit further, that's when I connect you over to Amber and you guys run and go forward. And then when it's time to actually talk and really start shopping for a home, then you come back to me and we start having a good time. The party starts, but it's a super easy program. Amber and I work really well together and both of us love getting to know you guys before you're even ready to buy. I don't know. It's my favorite thing to do. I don't know about you.
It really is. And we love your success stories. We're here. We're like
I
your biggest cheerleaders. We're your biggest cheerleaders through all the way to the end and then after.
Absolutely. I love it too. All right. Well, let's go over to the
Mhm.
comments. If you guys have any comments or questions, let us know. We're going to go through and see if we can answer some questions. Salt Lake Snow Bunny says, hey, beautiful girls. Hey there. Thank you so
Hey.
much for joining us today. Paul Carl Lucas is back. Hey man, good to see you as always. Are you ladies going to talk about flood insurance? Well, I've never really had a need to talk about flood insurance because there's not a lot of properties that actually need it unless you're buying in like the center of town where it's like the bowl. But Amber, do you deal with flood insurance conversations quite often?
Not a whole lot because you have to be in a flood zone to be able to
Yeah.
have flood insurance. So
And
like,
that's the zones that I was just talking about, like down in Spring Valley, kind of in the center of town. Yeah.
yeah, so in my 21 years of doing loans, I've only had like 2 loans come across my desk that we actually had a flood insurance on.
Yeah.
But you're probably
Nice.
saying that because of all the floods this week.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of rain, but no, no, we don't really.
Mhm.
I mean, we can talk about flood insurance. It's just so uncommon. It's not really something that a lot of people are needing to ask about. But if you need guidance, we can connect you with insurance agents and talk about that. And if it's something that you guys want, comment below. And if there's enough comments, I'll definitely put a video out about it. That's awesome. Howard says, "How is the commercial side of real estate going in Vegas?" Great question, Howard. Thank you for asking. Our team does commercial real estate as well. We've definitely had quite a few people who are moving to Vegas looking for like commercial leases. That's pretty strong in terms of what's going on in Vegas. Not a lot of buildings are really available for purchase in Vegas. Commercial real estate's kind of funky in this town, to be very honest. I think commercial real estate in most cities is kind of funky. It's a little bit of like pocket listings and nobody's really it's not really out there for people to know. There's still tons of development happening, so commercial is still going pretty strong out here. Typically what happens is when residential is really strong, commercial has a tendency to go down and vice versa, but for whatever reason it's kind of been hanging in there together. I will say, just being that most people have the opportunity to work from home now and the world has changed thanks to COVID, that we're definitely seeing more availability when it comes to leasing options, but there's still a lot of people out there that need brick and mortar businesses. So I'm not really seeing a slip on that. Have you heard anything on your side, Amber?
I haven't heard too much on the commercial side, so I can't really contribute to that question.
No problem. Niakoa is here. Hey, girl, good to see you. Niakoa, she's so sweet. We
Hey.
text every now and then. Hey, Amber and Lacey, the interest rates are scaring me along with prices of homes. Some of the home prices are not, quote, affordable for me. Totally understand your concern, Nioka. I think it's Nioka. I think I said it right. Nioka Scott. I get it. I understand. I started to get a little bit nervous when I first started this. When you first start in the industry like this, everything seems like, this is the prices they're going to be forever. And then I started watching prices climb. And I was like, oh my God, my clients are going to miss out. Because I had so many of you guys reaching out to me that were looking for more of the affordable, lower priced homes. But I'll be honest with you, it may be what you're looking at is maybe not affordable, but we're finding people some really killer deals every day. Just had a guy who moved here from California who's been watching us for 3 years. He's about to close on his home this week or next, and we got him a house for under 300,000, and it's a gorgeous little townhome. It's very upgraded. It's in a great area of town. It's very easily accessible, and the HOA is very, very low. So I think it's just a matter of letting us be the expert and help search the city to see what we can find for you and guide you. A lot of people who do their own research are looking at specific zip codes and areas that they think are the best or safe or whatever, but let us help you expand your knowledge about the city a little bit and help educate you, because I think that that's a big thing that stops people from understanding what they could get. And also it's just looking at free money programs, looking at some of these programs to help layer in and help it be more affordable, or buy down programs, or finding a house that needs a little bit of work on it. Those are opportunities we can definitely talk about with you. Don't be scared. That's the bottom line. Don't be scared.
No, don't let fear drive you. I mean, and honestly, you don't know where there's these little pockets of something, right? Like you
Yeah.
might find a house that they're willing to pay extra so that you could buy that rate down, or a
Yep.
builder house that they've already bought the rate down, or a property like in Pahrump,
Yeah.
that you might be interested in where you can get that lower rate. So there's these little pockets. That's why we are always out trying to spread hope out there, because there's always something that will
Yes.
help you to get into your house. There's always something that's
Yeah.
going to open up
There's
and
always
something that's
a
going to
deal to
help.
be had. Yep, absolutely.
Mhm.
I want to just touch briefly on, last year, well, I would say a year and a half ago, when the market skyrocketed and all the prices got crazy, we had a lot of buyers just come off, just say, we can't buy. We're never going to be able to buy. If this is the way house pricing is going in Vegas, our dreams are now gone. And then when rates rose up a little bit and the market shifted, we were able to call those clients and say, hey, I know you weren't able to compete last year, but now the prices are kind of not necessarily coming down, but they're steady. There's also programs to help you with buy downs. There's also this, that, and the other. And we were able to bring some of those buyers back online because, they just made the assumption that they're done, they can't afford it. And we were able to say, well, this is why we watch the market so closely. This is why you work with experts like
Mhm.
us. We every single day are looking at everything to see what the pulse is today. So some of our stuff may contradict each other if you look at us stuff that we were saying last year versus now, but that's because we're genuinely giving information to go right along with what's happening in the market day by day. Yeah. Beach all day, guys, says love the lives. Thank you, guys. Thank you for
Oh,
watching.
thank you.
Oscar Love says I really need to call you guys so we can figure out your options. Yes, you do,
Mhm.
Oscar. Come on, man. It's been a while. Let's go.
Looking
Let's get
forward to talking to you, Oscar.
Beach All Day Guy says, do you get inside info on when new build inventory will be released, or do companies just quietly release new inventory? Oh, yes, we do. So our team is very fortunate. We do a lot of new builds. We have a lot of really great relationships with the new builders. Amber actually has great relationships with a lot of them as well. We're really grateful to have those inside kind of conversations with those guys, so that when something is going to fall out of contract, or there's a quick move in, or there's a special that they're going to run, or they're going to release a new phase, they absolutely reach out and let us know. So we have our finger on the pulse of those new homes and those opportunities for you guys. Super excited to, just have that opportunity to talk to you guys about it. The biggest thing I would say is reach out to us, so we have that relationship set up with you, and we have you in our purview, so that when we see something that might fit your criteria, we've got it and we can call. So absolutely is the answer to that. Sin City Syndicate, hello. Good to see you as always. Get over yourself. Life is short. Get free money. I love that. That's a great new saying. Let's see. Oh, I love this. Is the Chicken Ranch in New Year's in Nye County? Asking for a friend. Yes, I believe it is, or it's near Nye County, isn't it? I'm pretty sure the prostitution is legal there. Is that right? The Chicken Ranch?
Yeah, it's there.
It's a little bitty passant country place. You guys, do you know that? That's Little Whorehouse in Texas, the movie, and the Broadway show. That's what it's called. It's one of my favorites. Dolly Parton sang that song. It's really good. No, nobody. Okay, cool. Thanks. We got a $25 super sticker, $24 super sticker from Shonix Gaming. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome.
You.
And Sin City Syndicate said calling, so let's hear it. Let's go. We are the gems of the city, apparently. Thank you. This is awesome.
Thanks, Sin City.
Alan Oshiro says, hi, ladies. Thank you, Amber, and your team for making the loan process and purchasing of our townhouse in Mosaic Touchstone so easy. Angelica and I are happy first-time home buyers.
Yay. You're so
Alan.
welcome.
We love
you.
We're so grateful
to work with.
So grateful. Bridget says, what suggestions do you have for those trying to relocate? Learned about required remote work letter or any other relocating people should be aware of? Bridget, great question. So one of the biggest conversations I have, we do like 95 to 98% relocation. So we're experts at this. We do this day in and day out. And the biggest thing that people, I think, get confused is a lot of people just get so excited about moving here. They want to just get here and then they'll figure everything out when they get here. The problem with that is that in order to rent a home and in order to qualify for a home loan, you have to have your job lined up. You have to be able to qualify for either your rent or for your mortgage. So I urge everyone to either be willing to have a letter from your boss that says you can work from home remotely anywhere, so that allows you to bring your work with you, or to try to dial in and line up a job before you get here, because you're not going to have anywhere to live and it's going to be expensive. What would you say, Amber?
Yeah, like most people, like the remote letter is important.
Yeah.
And if you already have a remote job, then sometimes that information's like in your offer letter and stuff that you're given at work. So you can provide that for the loan too, or the letter from your boss. And then a lot of times, remember when you're looking for a job out here because you're going to relocate, we don't necessarily need you to already have the job here. If you just have a job offer letter that states that the date you're going to move here, the amount you're going to get paid, and there's no other contingencies on it, like they're not waiting for drug tests or anything like that to be able to move forward, then we could utilize that letter to qualify you and see what you're qualified for. So you don't even have to start your job if you're going to get a job like that and have a job offer letter.
I think so. I think we should maybe do a video just about relocating and talk through some of that in more detail. So thank you for the question, Bridget. Awesome suggestion. I'm going to definitely put that on the docket. Maybe we can talk about that next week, or we can just record something, because I think it'd be good for us to walk through some of the things to think about.
Yeah, I love it.
That. Space Force Cooks says, while house shopping, is there any kind of formula you can use to get a rough idea of how much solar panels will cost? Do you have solar on any of your rental properties or on your home, Amber?
I do have it on one of the properties, but the builder had put it on the property when I bought it. So I don't have the actual formula, but that's a great question.
That's, maybe we can, why don't we put that on the side, and we'll see if we can get someone to come in from one of the solar companies to help us understand how they do calculate that. I think for me, I've seen, I think it's obviously based on the size of the home and things like that, but the range of prices that I've seen people spending is anywhere from $15,000 to $60,000. It just depends. Prepaying it versus paying it off in a lease format is going to make a difference on the value of your home and the ability to resell it. So some things that you need to think about. So we're happy to walk through that, but I'm going to put that as a possible subject for us to talk about, and maybe we'll get an expert to come in and talk. It'll be good.
You're getting all kinds of new videos out after the questions today. Woohoo!
Jojo Bopo says, you both are awesome. Thanks for always sharing your expertise. Thank you, Jojo. We appreciate you. And it looks like that's the end of what we've got for questions today. I'm super, super excited about these amazing free money programs. We're going to keep bringing you new programs each and every week, like we always do. But if you're interested in learning more about any of these programs, or even just want to kind of BS about the possibility of you moving to Vegas and you're not even ready to talk house stuff, call me. Let's talk. I want to talk to you today, not tomorrow. Today. Today is the day we want to talk. Notice that I'm leaving the "You are awesome" message up just a little bit longer because I love it. So, Amber, any last final words before we head out for today? I'm super stoked to be back online with you and hope to be in the same room with you next week.
I know, I gotta rub shoulders with you.
I
No, I
know.
mean, honestly, when I had that conversation with the guy at the grant this week, I was just super excited. Number 1, that the state's putting out programs to really help people get into houses, especially in a time where they know that things are more expensive and stuff like that, and they just up their ante and are giving more. So it just kind of lit a fire under me, and I feel like it's like a bright shining star out there when some of the news would make it seem like it's a little bit dark outside.
Yep, absolutely. I think you're right. We got one last question from Alan. He said, "Are you going to have any meetups in the near future?" So, great question, Alan. So we do actually a variety of meetups throughout the year. So, for those of you still watching, Amber and I do a lot of home buyer education programs and meetings in person as well as online. And then, if you buy a house with our team or you're part of our community, you know, you reach out to us and talk to us, and you actually move here, we try to do actual meetups for fun with our clients every couple of months. The last year has been a little bit rough for us, just with so much change happening in the market and just us really trying to keep up with everything. So I'm really looking forward this holiday season to kind of kicking that back off again with our clients. And I think Amber and I are definitely going to get back into doing our home buyer programs and just honestly education about Vegas programs. So yes is the answer. The short answer, long answer. Short answer is yes. The long answer is stay tuned, and we'll be communicating more about that soon. All right, Amber, thank you so much for today. I super appreciate you. Thank you for everybody that watched. Share this with somebody who's thinking about buying a house, even if they're not buying in Las Vegas. These apply in other areas as well, not necessarily all of them, but if they have something here, they likely might have something in another state that your friend could ask about. So let us know. Also, quick reminder, Amber is licensed to do lending in multiple states. So reach out to us and let us know, and we can see if she might be able to represent you in one of those states, and she could go dig in and on the hunt for some of those free money programs for you over there. What do you think, Amber?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, I'm working on more states, so that's about to expand right now.
Ooh, this girl, man, you're such an overachiever. So, so grateful for you. Love you, love you. Hope you had a beautiful weekend, and
Love
we'll see
you
you guys
too.
next
Thank
week.
you.
All
Bye,
right.
guys.